What is up, YouTube? It's RSMario here, bringing you some Super Nintendo Switch news, aka Switch 2 news, whatever they're gonna call it. Alright, so it's been a while since I was able to do a video like this. We have some interesting news coming out for this for the Super Nintendo Switch. Some interesting news on the Joy-Cons. Some power news when it comes to the Switch. It might actually be, in the words of the article, clocked crazy low. So some more stuff that we got to talk about today. Of course, if you want to continue getting videos like this from me on my Pokemon videos, my anime videos, I'm working on another One Piece video, and of course, Overwatch 2 videos. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button, do all that good stuff that YouTube requires you to do to continue getting videos from me. Follow me on twitter.com/RSMario128. Like my video tweet, share my video tweet, and I will shout you out at this portion of the video. Alright, let's hop on into this. So, first off, we got Central Pokemon leaks. In light of the Pokemon drought, he has been, when he's not talking about emulators, he has been doing some Super Nintendo Switch stuff. So he said, new Joy-Cons are larger and magnetically attached using an electromagnet to secure them. SL and SR buttons are metallic now. There are two buttons, one behind the Joy-Con and one below the home button. So basically they added two new buttons to the Joy-Cons, and they're going to be magnetically stuck to the controller instead of using the rails. I don't know how I feel about this. I actually thought the rail system was pretty cool. Like, I got my Switch over here, so I actually thought the system of it's just simple, and then you just slide it in. You don't have to worry about the magnet dying on you or something bad happening, or I don't have to worry about the controller getting magnetized to something else. Not to mention, a lot of times I have my Switch here and I have it sitting on top of my computer. Do I have to worry about that now? Because you don't want to put magnets on top of a computer. That would end very badly. I don't know how I feel about magnets being in play, but it is what it is, though. So we have more from Centro. He said even more leaks, even more Nintendo Switch 2 leaks. This comes from a supposed accessory manufacturer again. Before the Vandal article, which we're probably going to get into a little bit. OG Joy-Con and Joy-Con controllers still supported. Still has HD Rumble. Switch 1 game cards will be supported on Switch 2, but the new cards won't fit in Switch 1. So this is expected. All right. I mean, if you remember, the 3DS and the DS did this, because I don't think I have a 3DS card here.
A few moments later.
All right. Luckily, I do have a 3DS card. So if you look at the 3DS cards compared to the DS cards, well, I don't have a DS game with me. The DS doesn't have this little notch. If you can see it, the DS doesn't have that notch, right? This isn't there. It's just straight like this side. Now they did this so that you couldn't put a 3DS game into a Nintendo DS. All right, and they've done stuff like that before, because I believe they did something similar to that with the Game Boy. I believe it was the Game Boy Color they did that with as well. So it's not a new thing for Nintendo. The OG Joy-Con support via Bluetooth, but it won't be able to attach to the system. The new dock is pretty similar to the current dock. The main difference is that one side is more rounded. So, so instead of being blocky, it's more like a half circle. So that whole OG Joy-Con thing is interesting. So the system won't have rails at all. So that means you won't be able to attach your old Joy-Cons to the new system. You would just be able to use them, via Bluetooth mode, which kind of sucks if you are somebody that just likes the old Joy-Cons. Personally, I'm a little mixed on them because I have had a pair to horribly drift on me, and I have two extras now just in case. So, more information from Centro. He says the dock still uses USB-C with 4K support. The kickstand has a dampering bracket for improved adjustments, and the screen is 8 inches and it's 1080p. So we already know that the screen is not going to be an OLED screen because they're probably going to save that for the eventual revision of this console in like 2028 or whatever. But yeah, so far this seems pretty expected. The big thing is the fact that they're putting, you know, little notches or whatever on the Switch 2 game cards so that you can't put them in the Switch 1 basically confirms backwards compatibility. All right, because why else would they want you to not be able to put the new games in the old system? Unless they just think, you know, stupid kids are going to try to do it and they're going to break the system or something. But backwards compatibility, that's kind of huge. Next, we have an article that mentions the power of the Switch 2 basically being clocked crazy low. So we're going to go ahead and check that out. It says Nintendo Switch 2 may hit 4 teraflops in dock mode, will be clocked crazy low in handheld mode. The Nintendo Switch 2 will be clocked higher than expected in dock mode, but crazy low in handheld mode to achieve better battery life, according to rumors circulating online. During the latest episode of the Broken Silicon podcast, Moore's Law is dead, and the P-Hawks, commented on the power of the next next Nintendo console. According to Moore's Law is dead, people at Nvidia wanted the console to hit 4 teraflops in docked mode. To achieve this, the console will supposedly be clocked much higher than expected. In handheld mode, on the contrary, the YouTuber heard the system will be clocked crazy low, possibly below 800 megahertz, for a few reasons. Besides achieving battery life, P-Hogs highlighted how low power consumption will result in the system producing low heat and fan noise, which is important factors to consider for people for a console that is targeted towards children. So basically, I get why they would do this, mainly because, you know what I'm saying, having the system, you know, kind of clocked down and handheld mode would definitely fix the battery life, and Nintendo's known for having great battery life on their systems. You know, the other thing is, yeah, I mean, this way, it won't get crazy hot, because I assume there's probably a way to cool the system in the dock, or like maybe vents or something that will help keep the system cool in docked mode. Last thing you want is a really warm or really hot Switch that you're gonna have to stick in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? Once it's time to stop playing, like that would be kind of crazy. All right, so back to Nash Waddell. He says Nintendo seems to have GameCube emulation ready. It recently updated the patent on this system, which joins other recent patents on Cube console control. So I don't remember them updating the patent on the GameCube. I might have missed that. Now I know they did update the patent on the controller, the GameCube controller, because I actually did that in the last video I did on Super Nintendo Switch, where they updated it in the UK. And more than likely, they just did this to protect the copyright. But, you know, it could be connected to something else, because he also links this article where he talks about it. Now, he doesn't link the whole article. He just links a part of the article, which makes me a little skeptical. Like, why didn't you just link the article itself? You know what I'm saying? This way I can read it and, you know, tell if it's official or not. But here we go. It says, in a game system, according to the further embodiment of the game information storage medium, contains at least 2 emulator programs, each of which correspondingly emulates 2 types of second game machines having different architectures from each other. And from the architecture of the first game machine, the game selection program selects any of the emulator programs according to the game program. Wow, use the word program so much. So I'm guessing this is an excerpt from the copyright. So they did a new copyright on the GameCube so they could make a GameCube emulator for the system, which, okay, hey, you know what? That will make Nintendo Switch Online pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Because that way maybe you can purchase GameCube games from NSO. Okay. That would also validate why they would bring back the GameCube controller. Now, the interesting thing is, will this have like online capabilities? Because I mean, that could bring back Melee. You know, even though you can't have no tournaments because they killed those. So, but still. Moving on though, Samsung announces next generation micro SD cards with SSD-like speeds that may have been developed for Nintendo. So this is an article here. It says, background, SD Express is a protocol that was announced some years ago and that will allow SD cards to reach the speeds 9 times faster than most SD cards currently on the market. Despite its announcement, adaptation has been slow due to lack of compelling use cases and lack of commercial viability. Why is this relevant to the Switch 2? Well, Samsung states that the product was developed as a direct result of a collaboration with an unspecified customer. For the first time in the industry, Samsung introduced a new high-performance micro SD card based on SD Express interface. The development was a result of a successful collaboration with a customer to create a custom product. Nintendo Switch 2 is expected to be a generational leap that targets visual fidelity and performance closer to PS5, Xbox Series S/X. Nintendo has extremely limited options for storage expansion, as current SD cards are too slow and NVMe SSDs are untenably large, power hungry, and operate at high temperatures. So, basically saying that Nintendo got with Samsung and used SSD Express to make a proprietary version that will work for the Switch 2. Basically as like a micro SSD of sorts, which would be pretty cool, to be honest. I actually think it's a cool idea. They go on to say the new SSD Express micro SD card. Wow, man, why is there so much redundancy in that? Card solves every problem faced by Nintendo for storage expansion. It offers SSD-like speeds, tiny form factor, manageable thermals, high starting capacity. While the press release does not directly mention gaming, it is strange for Samsung not to name the customer in question. The card is also slated to launch this year, which matches the previously rumored date for the Switch 2 prior to its delay to 2025. A portable console is one of the only products that is a good use case for a high-speed SSD card. Probably the only product with sales volumes that will justify the commercial viability. So, the fact that they're talking about commercial viability so much, I feel like this is relatively expensive. At least when it comes to SD cards. All right? 'Cause SD cards are super cheap nowadays. You can get like a terabyte SD card probably for under $50 now. Maybe under $40, you know. So, this is interesting. This will be the perfect solution because allegedly, the system only has like 65 gigs of internal memory, which I mean that's barely enough to store 1 or 2 modern games nowadays. So it would need like a high-speed SSD card that would allow you to play the games from the SSD or the SD. You know what I'm saying? And without having to store it on the system. And having to switch your games back and forth, that would be kind of annoying. So this would be cool. I mean, this is not the first time this has happened. I mean, if you look at like DVD players or Blu-ray, like all that stuff was made by Sony in collaboration with like Toshiba and like other companies. So this is not a new thing for the gaming industry. All right, so I believe my camera just died. So that's about it for this one. Of course, if you want to continue getting videos like this from me, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button, do all that good stuff. And tell me what you think in the comments. What do you think about the new SSD, you know, micro SD cards? the new micro SD card express or whatever you're going to call it. Tell me what you think about it. You think that's going to be a cool idea? You think that's gonna help the system's storage issue? You know, tell me what you think about the metallic Joy-Cons. Like, do you not like magnetic Joy-Cons? I think it's gonna be interesting. Tell me in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, people, keep it real.